We are
excited.
excited about the elaboration room.
I am excited about this.
Welcome to the Elaboration Room with Reverend Yo and Reverend Harris.
Hello, everyone. Once again, thank you for joining us in the Elaboration Room with two sisters of one. We want to give a shout out to all of our viewers, all of our subscribers. We thank you for subscribing to our channel. Those of you that actually subscribe, we thank you. Those of you that watch every week, just hit the like button and subscribe so you can see when we post something special, because we don't always just post things on Monday night. Plus, there may be something special coming and you don't want to miss it. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you will know when we are on doc. That's what I'm gonna say. But tonight, we are going to be talking about why some people really can't handle the joy. They always have to have this negative uh, response or negative opinion, however you want to put it. So, because have you ever noticed that some people seem uncomfortable when other people are happy? It always has to be something where somebody in your so-called circle of a moment don't like to see you happy. They can't handle your happiness because they're probably dealing with something of their own. But it's going to be a little bit different the way Sis is going to go with this tonight. I just have that.
You know how I'm going with it because I'm sitting here right now and I'm getting ready to date myself because as you are talking, I am thinking about Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore. If anybody knows that story, Eeyore was negative at every turn.
Every bit of it.
How do you know where I'm coming from?
I didn't even know where you were coming from. That just like dropped on me, like,
That crack.
always
All
those
the
people.
thing that popped into my head. So you know.
Yeah, because you always have somebody that just negative nanny,
That
just
was Eeyore.
always negative. So I'm
Mm.
not starting tonight. I was just kicking it off, opening us up. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the ball in sis court so we can go ahead and get this show rolling. Go ahead, sis.
Oh goodness. But yes, you do sometimes have those people in your circle like Eeyore who the voice is so down and stressed out. It's a slow cadence. There's no light in their face. Eeyore didn't smile much. He was just, oh, like, woe is me. Oh, this is just awful. And that was his demeanor. But not to say that I'm calling anyone else an Eeyore. But what I am saying that there are those who cannot handle the joy in life, can't handle those moments of joy in life. And sometimes it may be because of childhood traumas, things just not turning out right, or someone who lives by Murphy's Law that if it can go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. And that is the walk that they adopt. Or maybe it's because they've been shaped by people not keeping promises. So they take on a pessimistic worldview of everything, every little detail. When yet we talk about happiness, it depends on, it's based on things that happen. But there is a difference in looking at and focusing on the joys of life. And they are simple to focus on, just the mere fact that you woke up. Just because you woke up, it doesn't mean that your day is going to go bad.
That's right.
Things may happen, but each time we make it through, that's a joy.
It is.
But we can, there, you go into something new and fear. Fear will block you from experiencing the joy of something new that you're going into. Being constantly exposed to stress, allowing yourself to constantly look at things in a stressful way can block you from experiencing the joy of the moment. And that's why I say let's live intentionally and embrace each moment. My hands, David said something. He says, you be talking and those hands be flying. Let's live intentionally, embracing each moment, not allowing ourselves to get into that bag of feeling overwhelmed by everything or that fear that you just feel unsafe because you are going into something new, or that emotional heaviness
Mm,
that
mm,
you are just
mm,
looking around the corner for something that's going to go wrong, looking around the corner for somebody to not do something or for you to miss something instead of going with the flow. Planning is great, but you know what? You should also be able to go with the flow of things.
mm.
My son Sean tells me, Mom, don't rush. If I'm late, he says, don't rush. You're late. So there may be a reason why you were held up at a light, a reason why you couldn't find your keys, a reason why you couldn't find that sweater you wanted to put on to wear to wherever you are going. Go with the flow because God orders our steps.
Every
And
day.
if we walk in that joy of knowing that God has already planned the day for us, and we have an outlook of embracing it and the excitement of opening a present that you have never seen before, that's joy. And it brings a lighterness because, like Eeyore had a demeanor of walking with his head down because he was allowing himself to be weighted down by negative thoughts and negative feelings
Mm,
that things are just going to be that's going to be the default. If
mm,
you want to talk in computer terms, negativity should not be your default.
mm,
That was good. Negativity should not be your default. Don't make that your thinking. Don't grow up in that environment. Don't listen to the criticisms around you because your brain takes it on. I think we did that. We said that in a show
yeah, we did
that
that a
our
while ago.
brain, when we speak that negativity, our brain takes it as our reality. So speak joy over yourself. First thing in the morning, speak joy over yourself. That you are just going to accept what's going on and be excited about it. Whether it's growth to stretch us or whether it's growth to strengthen us, because we are resilient. Things happen and we bend, but we do not have to break. All right, sis, go ahead.
Well, it's two things you were talking about that I want to jump in on. One where you were talking about people and their problems, and they always have this negative vibe. It's one thing, I just really think that there are people who can talk for hours about everything that's wrong and have very little to say about something that is going right. They just spill all of the negativity. It's like when you share a blessing, they look for a problem in that situation. Like if you're happy, you're celebrating, your victory, and then they remind well, remember you had to go through do
They
it's
got to
like
take you
they
back to the
yeah, they
negative.
Yeah, they have to try and take you back to that negative moment. And the other thing that you were talking about is don't allow negative people to steal your joy because not everyone is going to understand your joy. Not everybody is going to be happy about your joy. Not everybody's going to applaud about your joy or your growth. But that doesn't mean that we stop celebrating because people, always want to throw their negativity in your situation. You always keep your joy at the high level that you want to keep your joy at. Don't allow anybody to stop you from celebrating whatever joy you are celebrating because your joy is not dependent on someone else's approval. It's the joy that you've been given and be happy about that joy. I don't care if it's just the littlest thing that's making you happy. Stick to that little thing that's making you happy because if God has blessed you, you have to be thankful. And a lot of people don't, I really think just a lot of people are not happy when other people are blessed for some reason. I just don't understand that because we're all blessed differently. Another breath in your body, we're blessed. And I think people just sometimes just wake up negative, but joy is a choice. Life gives us all reasons to complain about something, but instead of complaining, we choose to have joy. It gives you reasons. Life to me gives you reasons to be grateful. Just to wake up in the morning and be able to put my feet on the ground without somebody helping me or not somebody happens to come and get me out of the bed and escort me to the bathroom or escort me to the shower. That to me is a grateful joy in my life because somebody who woke up today needed somebody to help get them out of bed, needed somebody to get them dressed. If they can even get out of bed, maybe somebody had to wash them in their bed. I can't remember who said, I think it was a song, but I don't exactly know where it came from, but I've heard it a lot over the years where it says it was something that said, I used to complain about my feet until I seen a man without feet.
Without, yeah.
Something like I can't remember what it is, but we take everything that can
Someone complain about not having any shoes,
there
and
you
then you
go.
see somebody without feet.
There you go, something like that. So we can choose to focus on the negative, or we can choose to focus on the positive and the joy things in life. Because if we don't focus on so much of the negative, every day will be joyful. That's just my thought on it.
And I just want what you just said about you're able to get up, you're able to move along, and because someone else needed help, in that same turn, that person that needed help and has help to help them get out of bed and to help them move along, that's their joy. So, like Reverend Yo said, my joy may not look like your joy, but it's still joy. And I want to give a scripture on this Psalm the 126th division of the book of Psalms. It says, a joyful believer becomes living proof of God's work. The Lord has done great things for us. Is best shown through a joyful testimony,
Yes.
not pulling out negativity, but a joyful testimony, an appreciation of letting God's light shine in you by the blessings that God has and God has brought you through and how you're living.
Yeah.
Are you living in celebration of that relationship with God?
Yeah, the truth is, life is really too short because none of us know the day nor the hour to just spend it dwelling in negativity. There'll always be something wrong. There will always be a challenge. There will always be a reason to worry about something, but there will also always be something to thank God for. And those are the things we need to remember because we have to remember when joy comes, we need to embrace that joy. Because God has blessed us with that moment, whatever it may be. When blessings come, we have to celebrate those blessings. When healing take place in our body, we have to receive that. And that's joy because somebody is still suffering in this world. It's a lot of people suffering right now in this world, just to be honest. But in the day of the morning, some of the, okay, it was one day I was at a gas station. And I pulled up, this was before I only started going to Costco. I pulled up at an Arco gas station And this guy, I got out and I seen him, and I wasn't too, worried about him, because I could fight. I wasn't too worried about him.
You
So
say
I
because
just
you
went,
could fight.
oh, yeah, I sure can. I wasn't too worried about him. So I got out my car, and then I was going in, and when I was getting out, he kind of walked up, like kind of behind me, and he was like, "Hey, sis, can I wash your windows on your car?" And I was like, "No, that's okay." And then I was like, "No, that's okay." But so then I went in, paid for my gas, and I came back out. And then, some just said, "Let him wash your windows." So I let the man wash my windows. That 5-minute pump gas turned into a 27, almost 30-minute conversation with this man telling me about Jesus. So, and I said that to say the situation that he was in did not bring him a negative attitude toward Christ, toward people, toward anything. Because when I told him, no, that's okay, he was like, okay, sis, you have a good day. Well, he said a blessed day. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I think that's probably what triggered me. Oh, he said blessed day. Let me let this man go and wash my windows. But in that conversation, we had a whole conversation about Jesus. And I'm like, so you know who Jesus? He said, yeah, I don't blame Jesus for my situation. God blesses me every day. Every day I wake up is a new opportunity for me to tell somebody about who he is. Because the situation I'm in, people are more to hear what I have to say than people who have everything. And I was like, you know what? You got a point. Because you done kept me here talking to you for this long. And it's almost dark and I need to be getting home. But his life was still joyful no matter what. And
Yeah.
that's the joy that we should have no matter what situations we are in. We still should allow that joy to take place. And that's about all I got on this one.
So we do hope that in this episode on discussing this conversation, discussing those who can't handle the joy, that we become examples of being able to handle joy so that others will keep in step. And so we do hope we have given you something else to consider.
And as always, we thank you for joining us any night or day, whenever you watch the episode. We truly, truly thank you. So we want you to be brave, be strong, and be different. Asking it will be given unto you. Seeking you shall find. Knock and the door shall open. Believe in yourself and encourage yourself. But in all things, remember, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Peace and blessings, our brothers and sisters. Until next time, in the elaboration room with two sisters of one. Be blessed.
Bye bye.
The Elaboration Room with two sisters of one. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode every Monday at 6 p.m.